Hello, this is Mickey Sunshine Creates, and I'm Mickey. Yeah, I know you're seeing my face today. I just want to do a little bit of a serious talk. Maybe I want to talk about bullying and general Olapitas. um, I'm going to be diamond painting too because I'm only a diamond painter. That's all I do. That's all I want to do. I don't want to do any other crafts. I've done them, but I'm not interested in them anymore. At least not right now. Right now, I'm addicted to this. So I may not be looking at you directly when I talk, but I do want to talk about bullying because it seems to be prevalent uh, in many communities. And I'm not just picking out ours because I've seen all sorts of communities, all sorts of uh, groups of people and women, women especially, that someone doesn't get along with someone else and they start bullying the other person. One takes it, one gives it. And it's not right. I mean, I looked up the definition of bully is a person who uses strength or power to harm or intimidate those who are weaker. And to me, that means doing whatever you have to do to make that person look and feel bad, you know, to get other, to get their friends to leave them, to choose their side and not the person who's being bullied. It's it's a terrible thing, and there's all ways of bullying. I mean, bullying can be it can be very subtle. It can be a slight a word here, a word there. It doesn't have to be an out and out, you know, statement or put down or something. I was bullied when I was younger. Um, yeah, and I didn't understand it. I didn't understand why I didn't do anything. I didn't do anything to these people. I just existed, and yet I was bullied. The other kind of bullying, and that's bullying to me by strangers. That's just, I think it's chemical reaction. Just like when you meet someone for the first time and you fall in lust, or you fall in like, or you just an instant friendship develops. Um, Sometimes instant hate develops. It just does. But when one person takes that hate, that dislike, and tries to intimidate the other by saying things about them, behind their back, of course, because never to their face, um, but by doing things like that, by doing things behind their back that make them look bad, uh, by telling others that this person said this about you. It's, I that anything to get a rise out of the person you're bullying is, or the person you're trying to intimidate is bullying. It is just as simple as that. There are a few people around this community. I consider this community more than just diamond painting. This community to me is painting, uh, crochet, knitting, cross stitching, coloring, cricket making, whatever it is that you do as a craft. To me, I'm part of that community. I don't want to be. I don't want to be pigeonholed, even though I'm pigeonholing myself. because I just love diamond painting. But that's my shtick, you know. I mean, that's my obsession, my addiction. Yours may vary. Your mileage may vary, but when the worst type of bullying, and this really gets to me because this has happened to me too, is when you have a friendship with someone and you're friends for quite some time and you support each other and one of you says something to the other of you that they don't like. You know, it might be said in the most benevolent, caring, I'm a friend and I'm telling you honestly way. But that person you're telling it to takes it the wrong way and then runs with it. Runs with it and starts bad mouthing you and saying things about you that are untrue, trying to get the people who like you to walk away from you because you're so bad. It's happening to at least 2 or 3 people that I know. They are being bullied. And I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I find it abhorrent. It's wrong. It's wrong. And one of these people being bullied said that what's even worse is those people who say, I'm not taking sides, and then go right over to the other person and say, oh, I understand what you're saying. That's taking sides. Sometimes I do. I mean, I have to admit, sometimes I have not wanted to take sides. But that's only because I really, really understand how this person could misunderstand what this person said in friendship. I could understand that. And they start fighting, and I don't want to take sides because I'm friends with both of them, and I don't want to lose both of them as friends. You know, it's hard. It's a hard thing to do, to be in the middle, and to have that understanding and trying to get them to. It's always one of them, trying to get the one of them to stop bullying and to explain. She said this in friendship. She said this because she cares. And you're misunderstanding. And then to get this one saying she misunderstood. She's not really mad at you. She misunderstood what you said. She thought you said it a different way. She thought you said it nastily, whatever. And it doesn't help. It didn't help. But, like I said, especially in the YouTube community, many people who start bullying, they do it because they misunderstand what the other person said or did. Unless they're ego-driven. If they're ego-driven, nothing you can do about that. But usually the person being bullied never fights back. We don't. We just, it's useless. We take the high road. We say, forget it. It's not worth, getting my blood pressure up and, putting myself, in a, getting mad and aggravated and hurting myself to rebut. But sometimes if the bullying continues and more people refuse to listen to your side, because there's two sides to it. Actually, there's three sides to a story. There's his, hers, and the truth. Only someone from the outside can see the truth. And I've been outside looking at both sides a number of times. So I'm the one that's seen the truth, and it still doesn't matter. You can't change the mind of somebody who's already made it up. It's really hard. Sometimes you can. And then sometimes that high road person, the one who doesn't fight back, who doesn't try to explain or tell their side of the story, if the bullying keeps going on and on and on, you got to say something. Even if you say it to everyone or to just a few special people, you have to say something, because it makes you feel better if you get it off your chest, and you say, look, this is what really happened, and I'm not going to sit here and bitch and moan and everything. I'm just telling us the story of how things were, and it's bad that this other person misunderstood. I don't understand why they're doing that. Why are they being so mean? But and then you drop it. The bully, on the other hand, will keep talking about you and blaming you, and of course they may not say your name anymore. Everybody knows it. We all know what she's talking about, who she's talking about. But we need to be careful, especially around children, because children don't understand what bullying is. Bullying is not teasing just for the sake of teasing, the way I do. How a friend would do it. Just trying to get your dander up, trying to get you ironed up, and then going, just kidding. That's frustrating enough. But when they keep on and on about it, you got to stop. You got to stop. You've said what you had to say. You feel the way you have to feel. Nobody can change your feelings. But why are you trying to further making this person feel bad and further other people thinking he or she's bad? I don't understand why people do that. I really don't. It's so elementary school. It's not even high school. It's elementary school. It's how we behaved as children because we didn't know better. But we're adults. And I like to assume that most of us have common sense, have some experience in life that we know what's what. We know, that being popular is not the most important thing, as high school teenagers think. Being a bully is not going to get you friends and not going to help you make friends and influence people. It's not. I mean, look at the kids when they're younger, and there's one bully, and he's got a couple of friends who are with him, and he's bullying all the little kids, because the little kids won't fight back. And there's a lot of us who won't fight back because it's not worth it. It really isn't. It's not worth it. You take the high road. Now, I'm not saying that if something happens and someone else started it, that you can't tell a few people, tell a close group of yours what happened, but not blab it all over YouTube. I mean, really, that's, that's so gauche. It's just, it's so, it's so unclassy. There's nothing right or good about that. You know, keep your thoughts to yourself. If they're negative about somebody else, just keep them to yourself. I don't want to hear it, because if I know you're lying, and I have known, uh, especially if I'm closer to one more than the other, I'm gonna fight for them. I'm gonna at least try and put the truth out there. If no one wants to believe me, well, it's their problem. But I'm only going to do it once, and then I'm going to forget about it. Like, I hope the person being bullied forgets about it, because it's not worth it. I remember when I was in high school. I went to the High School of Art and Design, and we had a, a 4 or 5 story building, and we had a 2 or 3 story building next to it that were both our buildings. And you could walk out from, I don't know if this is the second or third floor, and walk out onto the roof of the smaller building, the lower building. And we'd go out there, a lot of the kids, and even some of the teachers, would go out there and have a cigarette. I was smoking at the time. Bad, but I was smoking at the time. So we'd go out there and we'd have a cigarette and we'd talk at lunchtime, of course. Or we'd eat lunch out there if it was a nice day. And I remember being with a group of gay guys. I was always more friends with men than I was with women. So whether they were the geeks or this or that, we were all artists. And whether they were gay or not, we had our little clique. Well, one of those people did not like me and used to constantly say things about me. I had big boobs at the time. And I was teased. He teased me about them, and I felt very uncomfortable. And the other people would say, "Hey, leave her alone already," and I just, I didn't know what to. And I would say something back because I didn't know anything better, and I tried to insult him back. You know how it goes. So one day I remember going to my mother and crying. This was getting to be too much. He was going too far. And my mother said, "He's gay, right?" I said, "Yeah." She said, "Maybe he's jealous that you have boobs. It's possible." She said, "Ignore him. Completely ignore. Do not acknowledge anything he says." Not a bad idea. Not a bad idea. So I went back to school, and I don't remember exactly what he said, but he said something about my breasts, and I turned to him and said, "Don't you wish you had them?" And proceeded to ignore everything he said after that. I would even go so far as to go, "Is there a buzzing around? I don't hear anything, but I hear a buzzing." Every time he opened his mouth, I would totally. Oh, he got so frustrated. He got very frustrated because he couldn't get a rise out of me anymore. It taught me a lesson. that taking that high road, ignoring that person, makes them look worse than you. At least to the people who support you. It makes it, he eventually was kind of iced out of the group because nobody liked him for picking on me that way, and I had stopped reacting and taking the high road and whatever. So my other friends would go away. They'd say, they say to him, we don't, you keep picking on her, we don't want you anymore. I mean, she's our friend. And I was very grateful for that. And that wasn't the only case of being picked on. I mean, I was picked on when I was much younger, too. Excuse me. Drippy nose. And coffee. It's still hot. So, bullying is a prevalent problem everywhere, not just in schools. There's bullying in offices, there's bullying in workplaces, there's bullying in supposed communities. I mean, I even had bullying. There was even bullying in the red hat women, whatever they call them. I used to be a member of the Red Hats, which is a social club for women over 50. And I joined a local chapter, and there were like, I don't know, 15, 20 of us. And we'd go out to dinner, we'd go out to breakfast, we'd have a pajama breakfast. We'd wear our pajamas to the diner. And I made some friends, but then there was this one woman who just, she did not like me. I don't know why. I liked her, which is even worse. I mean, it's worse when you like your bully, but she would bully me by saying things behind my back, I brought my best friend in, and they became friends. And I know that my best friend wouldn't say anything about me, but this woman from the Red Hats would. And, my best friend would tell me. And I'd say, what are you going to do? She's going to believe what she wants to believe. She's going to think what she wants to think. She's going to feel the way she wants to feel. There's nothing I can do to change her mind. And frankly, it's not worth it. As much as I like her, because I did like her, which... That's the worst thing. I did like her. I thought she was funny and cute, and not she was a little thing. I enjoyed her company. Apparently, she didn't enjoy mine. And I could be a little pushy, I guess. I don't know. But like I say, bullying comes in all shapes and sizes and all forms and everything else. And it's something that we should be aware of. Because sometimes even we bully someone else. Not meaning to. But the best thing you can do is communicate. Is to talk. Is to apologize if you hurt their feelings. Because people are entitled to their feelings. They may not be the right feelings they should have because you didn't mean it that way, but they're entitled to those feelings. So why not apologize for making them feel that way and say, I didn't mean to. That's not what I was about. I may have said something wrong. I may have said something when I shouldn't have. It might be none of my business. And I apologize for that. I'm sorry. And I mean that to anyone and everyone that I've ever insulted or said something about or bullied in my own way, because everybody bullies everybody. There's always a portion somewhere, somehow. It may not be a lot, but there's always something that you could be accused of bullying. Not that you are a bully. I'm not saying you are. I'm saying I don't think there's anybody who hasn't bullied at least one other person in their life. I mean, it's human. It's part of human nature, unfortunately. But it is something that we could do something about. We can be aware of it. We can, I won't say take sides, but we can point out to a bully what they're doing. And is this what you really want to do? And if this is what you really want to do, I don't want to have anything to do with you. But if this happened because you misunderstood something, and you lashed out, fine. Let's talk about it. But that's the thing. You want to talk. You want to talk. And too many people, even friends, they don't talk. They don't talk. I always, and I will tell you this, the same thing, if I ever talk with you. I'm very blunt. My sense of humor is snarky, sarcastic. It's also, unfortunately, very self-deprecating. But then I laugh at my own faults. I laughed at my own deficiencies. And I think it's funny, so, because everybody has them, But if I talk to you, I'm going to say something. If you ask me what I think, or you ask me for my opinion, you're going to get it. You're going to get it straight and honest. And no matter, if it disagrees with you, I'm sorry, but you asked for it. And sometimes I will give you my opinion, even if you don't ask for it, because I feel you need it. You need to try and see what I'm seeing. Doesn't always succeed. Sometimes people get mad at me for that. Hopefully they don't stay mad long. But that's what happens. And my roommate's coming home. I think that's just about all I wanted to say. This is getting a lot longer. I didn't think I had that much to say about bullying. Apparently, I'm passionate about it. Go figure. I just hope that everybody actually listens to the other person. And instead of assuming what they say or what they write is wrong, asking them about it. What did you mean? What's going on? Why are you doing this? We all know of incidents that have happened recently. And it bothers me a lot. I won't mention names because it's not my business. It didn't happen to me. Even if it did happen to me, I won't mention names because why would I? But I wish I could change the way things are. But they are as they are. And that's about all I can do. And that's about all I have to say on bullying. And I'm going back to diamond painting. I hope you will too, or crocheting, or knitting, or cross-stitching, or reading, or sublimation, stamping, polymer clay, whatever craft you want to do. Go back to doing it. And I hope you were doing it while I was talking, because it's a WIP Chat. And yeah, work in progress and the talk. And I don't mean to lecture, but thank thank you for listening this far. I really do appreciate it. If you like what I said, or you feel not the same way, please leave a comment down below. Let me know how you feel about bullying, or if you've had any encounters with bullies and what happened and how you handled it. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe and hit that bell so you always know when I upload a video and go live. I upload videos rarely, and I go live every Friday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern. So be good, be kind, be nice, be safe. Do what you have to do to keep yourself and others safe. And until the next time, arrivederci.